Welcome to Epochs Across Eras, where we journey into the heart of the world's great civilizations. Today we step into a time not of empires or wars, but of minds. During the Eastern Zhou period, as kingdoms fought for dominance, philosophers fought for truth. This was China's 100 schools of thought, a dazzling era of intellectual creativity. Confucius taught order, Laozi taught harmony, Mozi preached love, Han Feizi argued for control, and Sunzi mastered strategy. Ideas clashed, merged, and changed how people thought about the world, society, and themselves. These philosophies weren't written in ivory towers. They were forged in times of war, applied in government, and lived in daily life. Let's enter the world of China's greatest thinkers and the legacy they left behind. Imagine a world where scholars were as powerful as kings, where ideas were weapons and scrolls were sharper than swords. This was the Eastern Zhou dynasty, an age of war, but also of wisdom. As the old order collapsed, philosophers across China asked, how should we live? Who should rule? What is the right way? Their answers created schools of thought that would shape China and the world for millennia. In this episode, we dive into the 100 schools of thought, an intellectual golden age born from chaos. The 100 schools of thought emerged during the spring and autumn and warring states periods, times of deep instability. The Zhou king was weak, and regional lords were locked in constant warfare. In this vacuum of power, scholars offered something different: order through ideas. The turmoil raised urgent questions. How should rulers govern? What brings peace to society? Is human nature good or selfish? These weren't academic debates. Kings hired philosophers as advisors. Courts became arenas for ideologies. The best ideas weren't just respected, they were applied. Traveling teachers, known as jishi, men of knowledge, went from state to state offering their vision. Some found royal patronage, others wandered in obscurity, but their teachings laid the foundation of Chinese civilization. Though called the 100 schools, fewer than a dozen gained lasting influence. Among them, Confucianism, Daoism, Mohism, legalism, and military strategy, led by thinkers like Sunzi. Each school responded to the same problem, disorder, but offered radically different solutions. Together, they created a diverse intellectual legacy that still echoes today. Confucianism, founded by Confucius, emphasized ritual, hierarchy, and moral leadership. He believed that a virtuous ruler, like a good father, could guide society with example, not punishment. Order began with the individual, extended to the family, and ended in the state. Daoism, shaped by Laozi and Zhuangzi, took a different path. They taught that trying to control life leads to suffering. True wisdom lies in Wu Wei, non-action or flowing with the Tao. Nature, not law, was the ultimate guide. Mohism, led by Mozi, proposed radical universal love. He rejected warfare, lavish rituals, and social hierarchy. Instead, he called for meritocracy, peace, and compassion for all, rich or poor, friend or stranger. Legalism, championed by Han Feizi, argued that humans are selfish. Only strict laws and clear punishments could maintain order. It rejected Confucian morality and Daoist passivity. Legalism would later shape the authoritarian structure of the Qin dynasty. Finally, Sunzi, author of The Art of War, offered strategic wisdom. He taught that war is deception, that battles are won before they're fought, and that the greatest general wins without fighting. These schools debated human nature, governance, ethics, and power. They shaped rulers and civilizations. The 100 Schools didn't just spark debate, they reshaped China's future. During the Han Dynasty, Confucianism was chosen as the official state philosophy. Its ideals of moral leadership, filial piety, and social harmony became the core of education and government. Yet Daoism lived on in religion and art. Legalism's methods were used, even if its name was avoided. Mohist ideals faded in politics, but lingered in ethical debates. And the art of war remained a guide for generals worldwide. This blend of ideas became a distinctively Chinese worldview, valuing structure yet respecting flow, loving order but honouring nature, trusting tradition but always questioning. Even today, Chinese education, family life, political culture and spirituality reflect these ancient philosophies. Confucianism lives in classrooms, Daoism in meditation, legalism in bureaucracy, Sun Tzu's tactics in diplomacy. Their relevance never vanished. Globally, these schools influenced fields from military strategy to ethics, from ecology to governance. In a time when Western philosophies were just beginning, China's thinkers had already laid out complex visions of society. The 100 Schools were born from chaos, but their ideas became the compass that guided a civilization. When swords clashed and empires fell, ideas endured. And from that, an intellectual golden age was born. The 100 Schools of thought turned war-torn China into a crucible of wisdom. As kingdoms collapsed, minds awakened. Each philosophy, whether moral, mystical, militant, or methodical, answered the same call: how to bring order to a broken world. These thinkers didn't just shape the Zhou era, they shaped 2,000 years of Chinese culture. Their echoes live on in governance, family, education, and art. When power fades, wisdom remains. And in this golden age of thought, China discovered that the greatest force isn't armies, it's ideas. Thank you for watching Epochs Across Eras. If you enjoyed this journey through history, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Let's keep exploring the past to uncover the stories that shaped our world. Until next time, keep questioning, keep learning, and keep exploring the epochs that define us all.